So just show me each individual control, if you would.
Okay.
Name them as you do. And
these two are your blade lifts up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is full board side shift, blade pitch, blade circle, draft frame side shift, wheel lean. Articulation, wheel lean. This button is return to straight. These buttons out here are on-off for grade control. These buttons on these second lever end is increment and decrement. Opposite way around, decrement and increment for your grade control system. Everything is the same as it has always been in industry standard pattern that's been around forever. The only one that is different is the second lever end. When you nudge it side to side is lever steering.
Okay.
Most operators sit with their hands on these four levers, and you can just, with your finger, you can nudge that left and right for your steering. We keep a steering wheel in here for the applications like tight quarters, flying grading. You want to have a steering wheel for that. Finish pass against the curb, high speed work. You also want to be able to use your steering wheel when you're doing slope work. We have a shut off here. You press that button, it shuts this steering off.
Oh, okay.
Type of work like being up on a slope, you don't want to have lever steering, so you use your wheel steering when you're up on a slope, or for high speed work. Steering wheel is always live. Lever steer, you can choose whether it's on or off.
Okay.
The steering wheel is our redundancy. That allows us to make our electronics very, very simple. We don't have to have triple reduction in our lever steering because our steering wheel is a reduction, or is our redundancy. So we don't have to have triple redundancy in our electrical circuit.
Okay.
Tremendous amount of testing has gone into these controllers. We've gone to a lot of work. This pod is aluminum casting. The arm that it's mounted on is aircraft aluminum. Went to a lot of work to make sure that these controls will look the same in 15 years as they do today. A lot of adjustments to make sure that people of different body shapes can get comfortable in it. Now that we've moved these controls up close and personal, it makes adjustment very, very important. Ergonomically, this is very correct. I had an operator that's 67 years old that's operated a machine for 35 years, told me that this was the first day he'd ever got out of a motor grader and his back wasn't sore.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a very nice system to operate. For mixed fleets, for somebody that's going to have one of these and perhaps an older Caterpillar or a D-Series John Deere or a G-Series John Deere that doesn't have these controls, it has the standard style controls. Operators can switch back and forth. There's no relearning how to run a motor grader. It's exactly the same size knobs, throws, spacing, and feel as what the standard mechanical controls are. So for a mixed fleet, they can go back and forth from one machine to another, and there's no concern of having a amount of time that they're going to take to learn how to run.
Yeah.
It's kind of best of both worlds. Yeah.
How do you engage the system that the automatic cross slope system?
The automatic cross slope control system is, we'll just turn this on. I hit that button once, and it is now cross slope.
Oh, okay.
So now the next thing I have to do is I have to choose a master and a slave. So if I press this button, that makes the left-hand side of the blade the slave. And traditionally you make the heel the slave, the toe the master. Now this will be the master, and I will use my increment and decrement buttons to key in the amount of cross slope I want to have. Say it was a city street, I would key in 2.5% cross slope on the monitor, and then all I have to do is operate the right hand blade lift, and the machine will operate the left hand blade lift to maintain a 2.5% cross slope.
Okay.
Now this is technology that truly does help a novice operator. We had a woman here today that has never operated a motor grader in her life before. She got into the mechanical control machine and was dipping and diving like crazy with opposite ends and corners of the blade. Understandable, because it was the first time she'd ever operated a motor grader.
Sure.
She got out of that, got into one of these machines. I set it up with crosslope. She took a pass and she looked like a real operator.
Huh. That's great.
It does that much for the novice. It unloads the person so much. Really helps the guy that's making the transition from a dozer into a motor grader.
Mm-hmm. And that's a feature that's that you can retrofit motor graders with.
Crosslope is not something new. It's been around for years and years and years. Topcon, Trimble, aftermarket suppliers. This is the first time that it's ever been standard equipment on a motor grader.
Right. Yeah, and that's just on the EH control.
Just on the GP machines.
The GP machines. Yeah.
Grade Pro machine.
Yeah. Okay.
First time it's ever been standard equipment. It'll be an interesting option actually for county maintenance. It's always been used a lot in the construction world, and we designed it for the construction world, but for county maintenance, there's a natural tendency for new operators when they start running a motor grader on road maintenance to flatten the road out, to take the crown out of the road.
Oh, yeah.
So this would be a good tool. They can dial in 3% crosslope and go and grade a county road, and they always know that they'll always have their 3% crown for drainage.
Right. How would